What is the genetic arms race? In the past few decades, our capability to manipulate the genes of organisms has advanced at an unprecedented pace. These breakthroughs, particularly in gene editing and synthetic biology, hold immense promise for medical science. However, they also pose significant risks, particularly in the realm of biological warfare. The once abandoned field of biological weapons is witnessing a resurgence, driven by these rapid technological advancements. AI-enabled advancements in gene editing, the construction of artificial viral vectors for human genome remodeling, protein folding, and the creation of custom proteins are just a few examples of how far we've come. These technologies are far outpacing the regulatory environment, facilitating the weaponization and delivery of harmful bioagents. This development is overcoming previous impediments that made biological weapons impractical. The potential for these technologies to be used in warfare is staggering, and it's essential to understand the implications. Speculation about genetic weapons dates back to the 1970s. In 2012, Vladimir Putin publicly mused about weapons that could be as effective as nuclear, but more acceptable from a political and military perspective. He predicted that nuclear weapons would eventually be eclipsed by fundamentally new instruments for achieving political and strategic goals, including genetic science. This prediction seems to be materializing as we witness a quiet biological revolution in warfare. The genome is emerging as a new domain of conflict, with the potential for destruction on a scale previously only achievable by nuclear weapons. The resurgence of great power conflicts and proxy wars, coupled with the crumbling of the rules-based world order, is creating a volatile and unpredictable global security environment. This instability makes the emergence of genetic weapons even more concerning. Advances in gene editing and synthetic biology are not just theoretical. They are real and rapidly advancing, often outpacing regulatory and ethical considerations. This gap between technological capability and regulatory oversight is a breeding ground for potential misuse. The 2020 edition of Science of Military Strategy, an authoritative textbook published by China's National Defense University, discusses how biotechnology could serve as a new territory for national security expansion. It mentions the use of new biological weapons, bioterrorism attacks, large-scale epidemic infections, specific ethnic genetic attacks, and the purposeful genetic modification of the ecological environment. Although the United States intelligence community's 2016 worldwide assessment described genome editing as a potential weapon of mass destruction, the U.S. has been slow to address this challenge. One reason for this reluctance is the ambiguity surrounding the nature and severity of the threat. Biodefense in the Age of Synthetic Biology, a report by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, has been a key guide for understanding probable biological threats since its publication in 2018. It advised paying more attention to the possibility of recreating known pathogenic viruses, making existing bacteria more dangerous, and synthesizing harmful biochemicals in situ. However, it overlooked certain aspects, such as indirect strategic applications like agricultural impacts. Zoologist Matthew Cobb, in his recent book, expressed significant concern about gene drives and human genome editing, alongside pathogen manipulation. A recent RAND report also highlighted the risks associated with the Internet of Bodies, internet-connected smart consumer and medical devices, and genomic surveillance and enhancement. The generation and accessibility of basic genetic data are no longer confined to sophisticated laboratories. Many elaborate datasets are open source and available online, facilitating scientific exchange, but also posing security risks. Although most genetic data are de-identified, future technologies might be able to re-identify them. Recognizing this threat, the Biden administration has taken steps to protect Americans' sensitive personal health and genomic data from certain foreign entities. Amid the apparent collapse of the post-World War II rules-based order, a genetic arms race is one of the worst scenarios imaginable. The Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention bans the proliferation of bioagents and toxins that have no peaceful use. but it lacks a formal verification regime. There has been at least one alleged case of noncompliance involving a weaponized fungus by the Soviet Union in 1981, which is far from the precise genomic targeting that may become feasible. An evolutionary arms race is an ongoing struggle between competing sets of co-evolving genes, traits, and behaviors that develop escalating adaptations and counter-adaptations. These can occur between species, such as predators and prey, or within the same species, like the manipulation cell's resistance model of communication. An example is the evolutionary arms race within organisms to combat selfish genetic elements. In a recent study published in Nature Ecology and Evolution, researchers Davin Prescraves and Christina Muirhead presented further evidence of such an arms race within organisms. They discovered that an evolutionary arms race has led to a proliferation of meiotic drive genes on the X chromosome and suppressor genes elsewhere in the genome in Drosophila fruit flies. These genes, known as DOX-like DXL genes, kill Y chromosome-bearing sperm, skewing the sex ratio towards females. The mechanisms observed in fruit flies may have parallels in human genetics. Similar repetitive gene copies that selfishly bias sex ratios are common to the X and Y chromosomes of great apes and humans. These findings underscore the complexity and potential consequences of genetic manipulation, both in natural evolutionary processes and in the context of bioengineering. The convergence of genetic technologies and intense competition among motivated actors, combined with historic geopolitical shifts, necessitates the attention of the international life sciences community and bioethicists. Establishing guidance and regulations is crucial to prevent the misuse of these powerful technologies. Without a coordinated international effort, the risk of a genetic arms race, with potentially catastrophic consequences, looms large. The advancements in genetic technologies offer incredible potential for medical breakthroughs, but also pose significant risks in terms of biological warfare. As we navigate this new frontier, it is imperative to balance innovation with robust ethical and regulatory frameworks to ensure that these powerful tools are used for the benefit of humanity, not its destruction. The convergence of genetic technologies and intense geopolitical competition necessitates immediate attention from the international life sciences community and bioethicists. Without coordinated international efforts, we risk entering a genetic arms race with potentially catastrophic consequences. At InfoBurst, we strive to keep you informed about the latest developments in science and technology and their implications for our world. The future of genetic science is both thrilling and terrifying, and it is our responsibility to stay informed and vigilant. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the genetic arms race. Stay tuned for more insightful content and stay ahead with InfoBurst. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, we can navigate the complexities of our rapidly evolving world.